Hey, can I have your attention, please? You can, of course, continue eating. We don't want to take anybody's food away. We don't want anybody to lose a hand or arm or anything like that. But I'm going to turn this over to Cindy Haney in a minute, but I just want to recognize one other person, very important in my life, and she knows me the longest of anyone that's alive, because she knows me since I was 1 day old and held me in her arms. It's my godmother, my Aunt Phyllis, a retired nurse sitting right here, and her son Bobby. Give her a round of applause. And she would still be working as a nurse if she hadn't fallen and got hurt on the job, but she loved nursing, and I wanted her to come to see this event tonight and recognize her. We love you. Thank you.
Hello. Hello, I'd like to welcome our special guest tonight, Tom Kemmerdiner. He's the CEO of Aging Matters of Brevard. We would like to acknowledge him and his team for serving our community and for providing much needed help to our underprivileged. We would like to offer a donation of $2,000 to sponsor a senior citizen for 1 year of services from Meals on Wheels. Please welcome Tom Kemmerdiner.
Thank you, everybody. Now, before we get started, I have one question to ask. It's my favorite question. Okay, by a show of hands, who in this room is getting older? Except Deputy Secretary Smoke. I believe she aged in place. So before I go into the meaning of this check and thanking them so profusely for this check, so Aging Matters in Brevard does everything they can to keep a senior happy, healthy, safe in their home for as long as possible. From doing respite to home care to light housekeeping, personal care. We have a retired senior volunteer program that brings volunteers, over more than 800 volunteers into this county. We do grab bars, ramps, put in smoke detectors. We do Pets on Wheels because we found out that clients were sharing their Meals on Wheels meal with their pets because they were only getting 1 meal per day. So, and of course, we're most known for our Meals on Wheels program. And then over the summer, I started something called Tom Talks, where I went around the county talking to small groups about the agency with our 60th anniversary in this county, but also getting their feedback. And during one of those sessions, the Adopt a Senior Society took off and was born. So we had one person stand up and said, I want to adopt a senior at $2,000 for the year. Her name is Sherry Tabbitt. She's a realtor in this county. Not only is she doing that, she adopted a senior, but she also started pet food drives where she's actually getting pet food delivered to her RE/MAX sites. Now, since that point, we have had 30 people come off the wait list. And if we could show this right here. Yes. Right here in front of you right here is the Meals on Wheels wait list for this county. It's over 300 on that wait list from MIMS to MECO. So the importance of the check of tonight, and I thank you so much for that $2,000 check, taking a senior off the wait list. So now we've reduced that by 30 altogether so far.
So if anybody here wants to help, go to our website at agingmatters.org. You can see here on that website. If you don't need any help, you can see here. Or if you want to be around to a Tom Talk or talk to people that may be interested in helping us out, please let me know. But again, thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for taking the senior off with us. Thank you.
For an update on working with Florida Department of Health in Brevard. Christy?
Good Good evening. First, I'd like to thank Dr. Constantine. He did such a great job every year. When he called me out, of course, we was just singing up about Constantine. So wonderful. Congratulations on 35 years of the organization. Great job. I'm the Florida Department of Health Administrator and Health Officer. I've been there a little over 2 years. And I just wanted to come tonight just to say thank you. We work with many of your agencies, dealing with these things with outbreaks. So you do flu, you do COVID, you have some issue that comes to our office or our department. Now, I am going to take this opportunity to talk a little bit about what we do, because some people don't know everything that we do. Investigators or something, you don't know that we do birth and death certificates, we do maternity care, we do family planning and birth control, we do immunizations and travel immunizations, we do STI or STD treatment, TB management, we do septic and well permits. We do not inspect restaurants. We have any hotels, that's GDPR, but it's not DOH. I for everybody. We also do limited pediatric medical care in the ER clinic. And we manage special needs shelters. So every time there's a special needs shelter that needs to be open for a hurricane, we manage that with our Brevard County OC. So just a little bit about what we've done with your agencies is, I got some stats from my Acute folks, and we currently have about 120 ALF and long-term care facilities in the county. We work most of the skilled nursing facilities, they're the folks that call us when we need some guidance and help. Usually we offer you, not just assistance about having anything to operate, but give you our CDC guidelines and treatment options. We also been working with churches and with homeless coalition and other homeless organizations to help with the day-to-day operation. And one thing that's interesting, if you read about the newspaper, we just managed one of the largest outbreaks of FC at a clinic that this country has seen in 25 years. Which, you know, it's nothing you really brag about, but our staff, we managed it, we did all the testing, we worked with our state office to help get that under control and figure out the source of that infection. So again, thank you so much for everything you do. I'm also a nurse practitioner, family medicine, and I started out as a nurse, baby nurse in the hospital, and I worked with so many wonderful people. And my heart will always be in nursing. I would say I'm an administrator, and I have 400 employees, and I have a lot of background work. I know that the work we do is valuable. I know that we provide quite the service to many members in our community, but I know you guys every day provide an excellent service to our community. So thank you.
Now I'd like to invite Michelle Lewis up to the stage, and she is going to help Susan and I present some recognitions to our sponsors, because without them, this program wouldn't be possible. So we really appreciate all our sponsors, and we hope that you will find it in your heart to support them as well.
Okay, now we would like to recognize our corporate, diamond, platinum, and gold sponsors. Please come up to the front when your name is announced. Our first corporate sponsors are Dr. Desh with Balanced Wellbeing. Next, Arena Klubine with Cardiac Vision. Don't fall. And finally, Jennifer Allen with Vitas Healthcare. Next, our diamond sponsors, Acadia Pharmaceuticals. The left, okay. Thank you, wherever you are. Brevard Geriatrics. The Rose Program. And Practitioners in Motion. Are they coming up? Somebody coming up here? Oh, here they go. Come on down.
I like Bob Barker.
What about any platinum sponsors? Okay. So, yeah, just want to skip that. Platinum sponsors. Okay, platinum sponsors. Would a representative from your association please come up and be recognized by Dr. P? The first person, Dr. Bergerman, podiatry. Dr. Dontanini, infectious disease. And West Melbourne Health and Rehab. And Bay Area Neurology. They left, okay. Thank you. Yeah, gold. So next, our gold sponsors, Harmony Senior Living Advisors. Anybody? Maderi Care Tenders Hospice. Here's somebody. Thank you. Sunflower ACO. Somebody. Thank you. And Teva Pharmaceutical. Okay. So we also appreciate all of our silver sponsors, which are listed on the back of your program for reference. Please help support them. Thank you for your support. And please, now we would like to welcome to the stage Dr. Desh, CEO of Balanced Wellbeing, to introduce our next speaker.
Hello everyone. So it gives me a great pleasure to introduce our next speaker. Although if you live in Brevard County, he really needs no introduction. His name is Dr. John Potomsky. He is a graduate of Seton Hall University and the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine. He also completed his internship in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Dr. Potomsky has been practicing geriatric and general medicine in Brevard County for over 42 years. However, he tells me that he started when he was 15 years old. So he's really not that old. He started very early. In 1994, he received his initial certification as a medical director through the University of Minnesota under the tutelage of Dr. James Patty, the father of medical direction. Dr. P has served as the president of Florida Academy of Osteopathy, District 16 of the Florida Osteopathic Medical Association, the Brevard County Medical Society, and the Florida Medical Directors Association, which he founded in 1991. Thank you, Dr. Potomsky, for founding that wonderful association. He has also served on the board of directors of the American Medical Director Association, the board of trustees of the Florida Osteopathic Medical Association, and currently serves as a chairman of the Brevard County Commission on Aging. Dr. P is also president of the Brevard County Medical Director Association and started this symposium 36 years ago. Dr. Potomsky has been awarded lifetime membership in the Alumni Association of the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine, the Florida Medical Director Association, the Florida Osteopathic Medical Association, and the American Osteopathic Association. Dr. P has won many awards and accolades over the years, but as everyone here knows, his passion is for taking care of the frail seniors and the disabled younger adults in many local post-acute and long-term care facilities. So without further ado, allow me to present to you the founder of this symposium, Dr. John Potomsky.
Well, I'm going to take off on something that Kim said a little while ago about the surveys, and one of the folks, and I think Michael Zomchek knows her as well. When he was I first met him when he got out of the service, he was a CNA, and one woman that was a great nurse, charge nurse, and she said, I'm not worried when the surveyors come in because I'm ready every day, and she was. She ran a tight ship, but she was compassionate, very compassionate and wonderful nurse. And she wanted to make rounds with the doctors. She had great communication. Before computers were out, she had all the things on her little 5x6 note cards, and she was one of the best charge nurses that I've ever met. And she won, her name is in the booklet there, that she won this award one year for her great service that she did to the community. And so, again, she's ready, and we should all be ready all the time, not just rush when the surveyors come in. Okay, So, what I'm going to talk about today is, the slide should be up. Oh, there it is. Okay. Our topic today is laughter, a prescription for healthy aging. I'll take off my glasses so I can read better. Usually it's the opposite, but I'm backwards, as they say. Okay. Well, a prescription for healthy living. Good evening, everyone, and we thank you again for being here. It's my pleasure to share with you something simple but yet very powerful, something that can improve your health, lift your mood, and strengthen your connection to others. That something is laughter. Let's explore why a good chuckle may just be one of the best prescriptions out there. Next slide. Okay. Let's take a moment to reflect on why humor is so important. It helps us release tension and cope with stress in a healthy way. Laughter brings people closer, strengthens relationships, and builds emotional resilience, especially during challenging times. And it's more than just a good feeling. It sharpens our memory, clears our thinking, and supports healthy aging by keeping the mind and spirit agile. Next slide. Okay. Now let's take a quick look at what actually happens in our body when we laugh. First, it lowers cortisol, our primary stress hormone. It also reduces surges of adrenaline and epinephrine that can wear us down over time, but can also cause cardiac arrhythmias, MIs, and strokes. At the same time, laughter triggers the release of endorphins, our natural painkillers, and boosts serotonin, dopamine, and oxytocin, which are all linked to happiness, trust, and emotional well-being. In short, laughter gives your body a biochemical boost that rivals any wellness routine. Next slide. Some of you might remember the column in Reader's Digest magazine. That's been around for 103 years, Reader's Digest. And there's a column there called Laughter is the Best Medicine. It has run for decades and became a source of light-hearted wisdom for millions. Back then, we didn't know the science to explain why humor helps us feel better, but today we do. What's remarkable is that they got it right long before brain scans and hormone studies backed it up. Sometimes human intuition is ahead of the research. Next slide. These quotes have always stood out to me because they capture something essential about laughter. It's timeless, universal, and deeply human. Whether it's Lord Byron calling it cheap medicine, or Charlie Chaplin reminding us not to waste a day without it, these voices affirm the role of humor, what it plays in our well-being. Each quote here is a little spark, a reminder that joy has always been part of the prescription for a full life. Next slide. Mother Teresa once said, "A smile is the best gift you can give anyone, and it costs nothing." In just a few words, she captured the heart of what we're talking about today. Smiles and laughter are simple acts, but they carry incredible power. They uplift the giver and the receiver. And in a world that can sometimes feel heavy, offering joy is a beautiful form of generosity. Let's not overlook those moments. They are quite literally healing. Next slide. This is the heart of the message. Laughter isn't just a moment of amusement. It's a powerful form of medicine. It soothes the body by reducing stress hormones, lifts the spirit by encouraging joy, and strengthens relationships by connecting us through shared experiences. A simple smile can make someone's day. So let's prescribe joy generously, because this is one medicine that doesn't run out, has no side effects, and is free to share. Next slide. Well, thank you so much for being here today and sharing this time with us. I hope you'll be leaving with a smile and a few fresh reasons to laugh a little more each day. Laughter truly is a gift. It connects us, heals us, and reminds us that joy can be found in the simplest of moments. So be well, stay joyful, and don't forget, the best kind of medicine might just be your next good laugh. Well, thank you. So you could see, I don't know if some of you have seen, that we have extra security in the room today. So without further ado, I'd like to have the Mayberry deputy come up. Barney Fife, there he is.
Oh, this is big. I didn't know I was going to talk. Oh, boy, this is big. You did a good job up there, buddy. Proud of you. I'm not going to go up on that stage. I'm not going up there. You did a good job. That was really good. Makes me kind of nervous to stand up there, you know. I had an uncle one time. He was standing out on a stage out in front of a big crowd of people, and he slipped, and he fell down through a hole in the middle of the stage. We all thought he'd have broke both of his legs if it hadn't been for that rope around his neck. See, buddy, rope around his neck. That there's the punchline right there.
Yeah, I got you. It's good.
Nice feller. He's just a little slow on the uptake. You kind of remind me of Otis Campbell there in Mayberry. A little bit. Bless your heart, I'm telling you.
Got a good.
I'll tell you, folks, I am so glad to be here tonight. Thank you, Dr. P, for having me come. It's big is what it is. Big. I'm glad to be anywhere, to tell you the truth. I got some terrible news from up Mayberry last week. A buddy of mine worked up there at the paint factory in Mayberry, and they sent me a letter, said that he was working over there at the paint factory, and he slipped. He was climbing up this ladder, and he slipped, and he fell head first off that ladder down into a big vat full of varnish. Couldn't swim. He drowned it in that varnish. And the letter they sent me said that it was a terrible death, but it was a beautiful finish. He kind of reminds me of Mr. Swamp up there in Mayberry. Telling you the truth, that's the widest part. Sit still. That's the widest part I have ever seen in my life.
It's a headboard that...
Settle down, honey. Settle down. We'll take care of this.
I'm banging it on the headboard too much.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, just sit still. Get over here. Right there. Just sit right there. See, Mr. Swamp, y'all may not know this, but Mr. Swamp lived there in Mayberry. And he had to wear one of them toupee. Well, he lost his toupee. You work on the other end, don't you, buddy? Podiatrist.
Best part of the body.
Anyways, he lost his toupee, and he had to order one out of this here catalog. Well, it come in about 2 weeks, you know. It was all wrapped up in this box with brown paper all around it. Mr. Swamp was so excited about that. He tore that brown paper off that box, and he looked at the top of it. It said 100% cat hair toupee. Well, he took that cat hair toupee out of that box, and he laid it right up there on his head. You kind of like that, don't you, buddy?
Hey, keep going. Lowering to the right.
I think he was purring just a little bit there. But that cat hair toupee looked so pretty just laying up there, but it had one little problem with it. Every time somebody rubbed his head, he'd arch his back. That's it, buddy. Thank you. Give him a round of applause, will you? You're a good man. You're a good man. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so glad to be here with you tonight. Mayberry is the most wonderful town you've ever seen in your life. A lot of wonderful people up there, ain't they, buddy?
Sure is.
Yeah, just jump right in there, buddy. Just jump right in. But it is a wonderful town. Goober and Gomer, and little Opie and Aunt Bee. You remember Aunt Bee, don't you? Yeah. Bless her heart, yeah. Little Opie Taylor, he's one of my favorite people in the whole world. Smart. Settle down, buddy. I'll do this. You beat everything. You know that? Little Opie, he's a smart little boy. Wouldn't you agree he's smart?
Yeah, he's smart.
Real smart. You better believe it. He's what they'd have called precocious. You're a doctor, ain't you? You know what precocious means, don't you? You don't. Where you work?
In a nursing home.
Oh, in a nursing. I may be there soon. That's right. Well, it means he's smart. But I think y'all would agree that little smart boys, they can get in trouble just like any other little boys, right? Sometimes the smart one gets in bigger trouble than the other boys. Well, Opie was no exception. And I'm sorry that priest left. I wanted to use him in this story. He must have had a mass to go to or something. But anyway, little Opie was sitting in church one Sunday morning, and old Andy had give him $1 to put out there an offering plate during the church service. Well, here he was sitting there. There was little Opie and Aunt Bee and Andy. And about halfway through the church service, here come the offering plate right through the pew. Well, little Opie took it and he passed it right on over to Aunt Bee, and he still had that dollar bill balled up in his hand. Well, when the church service was over, little Opie fished his way through the crowd there, and he found our preacher standing there, Reverend Tucker. He took old Reverend Tucker's hand and laid that crumpled up dollar bill down in it. Reverend Tucker looked at it. He says, "Well, Opie." That's the way he talked. That's the way he talked right there. He says, "Well, Opie." He says, "You know, I appreciate that." He says, "But tell me something. Didn't that offering plate come through your pew?" About halfway through the church service, little Opie looked up at him and says, "Yeah, preacher, it did." He says, "But I wanted to put that dollar bill right in your hand because my pa says you're the poorest preacher we ever had." Hey, he's precocious. Now you can tell people that. He's smart. You know, I loved a lot of people in Mayberry. We had a lot of wonderful people in Mayberry, but one of my favorite people in Mayberry. Any of y'all ever watch the Andy Griffith Show? Yeah. There was what? Thank you there, Ranch. I appreciate it. There's Matlock. He's growed him a beard. Stand up, Matlock. You look good. Anyways, one of my favorite people in Mayberry was a feller by the name of Floyd the Barber. Y'all remember Floyd? He was a good old soul. He was a good guy. But he talked funny. Floyd talked funny. He had this thing going on. Ooh. Ooh. He'd do that a bunch. Well, I went over to see him one day over at the barber shop. And I walked in and I says, "Hey, Floyd, how you doing?" He said, "Whoa." He said, "Say." He said, "I haven't been feeling too well." I said, "My goodness." I said, "What's wrong, Floyd?" He said, "Well, I've had a terrible cough for about 3 weeks." I said, "That is bad." I said, "What have you done about it?" He said, "Well, I went over to see Miss Ellie at the drugstore. She gave me a laxative." We about lost us one over here. So. You okay, buddy? You all right? He said, "She gave me a laxative." I said, "That's terrible. That's terrible." I said, "Did it help?" He said, "I don't know. I'm afraid to cough." That's sort of little nursing home humor there, isn't it? I tell you, Floyd was really wonderful. He heard about this barber down in Charlotte, North Carolina, that was advertising that he was giving the closest shave in America. Floyd says, "Ooh, I got to go down and see that." So he got in his old pickup truck and he drove down to Charlotte, North Carolina, and he drove around town there until he found that little barber shop. And sure enough, right there in the front window of the barber shop was a sign that said, "Guaranteed closest shave in America." Floyd got out of his truck. He walked in there and he was, "Hey, you all right, buddy?" He said, "I'm Floyd Lawson from Mayberry." And that barber said, "You're Floyd Lawson from Mayberry?" He said, "Oh, I've heard about you." He said, "I bet you're down here about that close shave, ain't you?" Floyd said, Yeah, about the close shave." And that barber says, "Well, I'll tell you what." He said, "Since you're so famous," he said, "you sit right down here in this chair and I'm going to give you one of them close shaves." And old Floyd sat down in that chair and that barber got that cloth out there and he shook it out, and he put it right around old Floyd's neck like that. Then he went over and he in that little box over there and he turned it. Some of that white foam come out of there. He took that white foam and slapped it right around on old Floyd's face. And then he got a razor out and he got that leather strop up there. He was sharpening the razor is what he was doing. And then he went over on the wall on the shelf over there, and there's a little ceramic ball up there on the shelf. And he come over there to Floyd. He says, "Now, Floyd," he says, "I want you to take that ball." He says, "I want you to shove it in your mouth right there and put it over in your jaw." He said, "You see, it'll stretch it out there." He said, "When I come down over that little hump," he says, "you're going to see it's the closest shave you ever had in your life." So Floyd put the ball in there, and there was that bump out there, and that barber come down out over there and took that white foam off there, shaved him right down. He says, "Now, Floyd, feel it." No, Floyd touched. Ooh. He said, "Say, that's close." That barber says, "Your dad burned right as close." He said, "Put the ball on the other side, and I'll shave the other side." No, Floyd started to move that ball over there with his tongue, and he swallowed it. He swallowed the ball. And he told that barber, he said, "Woo, woo, woo. I think I swallowed the ball." The barber said, "You swallowed the ball?" He said, "I swallowed the ball." And the barber says, "Don't worry about it, Floyd. Just bring it back in a couple of days. That's what everybody else does." That's bad, isn't it? That is bad. Folks, I just wanted to tell you that I appreciate you having me here. This is a real highlight for me. It's been since 2022, not 1922. 2022 since I retired as the Mayberry deputy. I did it for 35 years all over the U.S. And out of all the friends I made over all those years, last year the phone rang one day and it was Dr. P. And he said, "I want you to come back to the conference." And I said, "Man, I'd love to." So we were planning to come last year. We didn't get to come because COVID. My wife got a pretty solid bout of COVID, so we didn't get to come. But here we are on the 35th, so that worked out pretty good. I just wanted to tell you that in my life, I have worn a lot of different hats, and I know that you all, in your capacity, you have to wear a lot of different hats. And so in my retirement years, I put together a little program that not only included the deputy, but included some other characters that I did early in my life. I used to do a one-man presentation as Abraham Lincoln back in the day. And it was always fun because we'd take it into middle schools and children would get to hear Lincoln's actual words. And if you can imagine me, about 4 inches taller, with a beard and the whole makeup get-up and a Lincoln costume. Lincoln had a great sense of humor too. And I thought I'd share one of Lincoln's funny stories. He kind of talked different than Barney. He said, about time you got here, buddy.
I was waiting for you.
He said, I believe I have the popular reputation of being a storyteller, but I do not deserve the name in the general sense, for it is not the story itself, but its purposes or effect that interest me. I often avoid a long and useless discussion by others or a difficult explanation on my own part by a short story that illustrates my point of view. So too the sharpness of refusal or the edge of a rebuke may be blunted by an appropriate story, so as to save a wounded feeling and yet serve the purpose. For instance, once a particularly unqualified man called upon me for a government job. I told him this story. Seems there was once this old king who was going hunting one day with his courtiers. He soon met a farmer on the road. Well, the farmer told the king that it was going to rain. But the king's astrologer, he didn't think so. Well, long about an hour later, a cloud burst proved the farmer to be right. So the king cut off the astrologer's head, sent for the farmer, and offered him the vacant office. But the farmer didn't want it. Farmer said, why, it ain't me that knows when it's going to rain. It's my jackass. He lays back his ears. The old king said, then your jackass is hereby appointed court astrologer. Well, it didn't take the old king long to realize he had made the mistake of his life. Why was it a mistake? The job seeker said, looking at me. Because after that, I said, looking at him, every jackass in the country wanted a public office. That's true in some cases, isn't it? But he also had a serious side, of course, with the period of time that he was president. During his second inaugural address, he said, the darkness of the quiet past are inadequate for the stormy present. The occasion is piled high with difficulty, and we must rise to the occasion. As our course is new, we must act anew and think anew. We must disenthrall ourselves. Then we will save our country. We both read the same Bible, pray to the same God, and each of us invokes his aid against the other. You may think it strange that any man would ask a just God assistance in war, but let us not judge, that we be not judged. The prayers of both cannot be answered. The prayers of neither have been answered fully. So he dealt with a lot. He really dealt with a lot. That was always fun for me, to play Lincoln. This hat also helped me a lot because I played Ebenezer Scrooge. I do a one-man show as Ebenezer Scrooge. Where are you going, Otis? Well, you got something against Scrooge? You want a hat? But I have a few scheduled this year, and I won't do it because we do have some time restraint, but I would always start Scrooge as myself, and then I would turn from the audience and become Scrooge. My name is Ebenezer Scrooge. I have come here today to tell you a story. So that's Scrooge. I do Scrooge. But one thing I've always wanted to be, and I never got to be it, was a country singer. I'd like to introduce you to Slim Chance. I need some help, buddy. Come up here. Can you hold yourself together long enough? Just hold it. Come here, biggin. Just hold it.
I will hold it.
Don't squeeze it.
Don't squeeze it.
Don't squeeze
I
it.
won't squeeze it.
Who else can I get? Come here, honey. You and the... Come here, Peach. Peace. We got to do this today now. Come on.
All right.
Just stand right over next to... Don't squeeze him. Honey?
Yes.
Come on. Oh, he tried to fly away. Give that one to her, would you? I'll let you be the chicken wrangler. And I need to get my guitar. Excuse me. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to Slim Chance. Let's practice it one time. On the count of 3, squeeze your chicken. 1, 2, 3. You can squeeze it more than once. On the count of 3, squeeze your chicken. Excellent. Now let's see here. I need to turn this on. Are we on, buddy? Are we on? Thanks, buddy. Can y'all hear that? You're going to regret it. I'll nod when I want you to squeeze the chicken. Okay? Unruly. Oh, did I nod? A chicken farmer went out one dark and dreary day. He stopped to sit beside the coop to rest along the way, when all at once a rotten egg hit him in the eye. It was a sight he dreaded, ghost chickens in the sky. Ghost chickens in the sky. The farmer had raised chickens since he was 24. Been working with the colonel. Here, come on up here, honey. Come here. Come on. Yeah, come on. Practice one time.
It's Derek.
Oh my goodness. Wait, honey, that chicken's got problems.
Dietitian.
Squeeze it. Okay. The farmer had raised chickens since he was 24. Been working for the colonel for 30 years or more. Raising all those chickens, then sending them to fry. Now they want revenge Ghost chickens in the sky. Ghost chickens in the sky. There's a serious part here. Their beaks were black and shiny, their eyes burning red. They had no meat nor feathers. These chickens all were dead. They picked the farmer up and he died by the claw. They cooked him extra crispy and then they ate him with coleslaw. Ghost chickens in the sky. We're almost finished. Hey, wait, no. Please wait. Now listen to me, neighbor. Don't mourn the farmer's fate. His bones were laid to rest today upon a paper plate. A little tater salad and just a few baked beans. The only thing remaining were Dr. Potomsky's jeans. Ghost chickens in the sky. Big finale. Ready? Ghost chickens in the sky.
Thank you. Very good.
Those are yours. Keep the chickens. Thank you all so much. God bless.
He does a wonderful job as usual. Now I would like to welcome up to the stage Dr. Jay Olson, who's trustee of the Florida Osteopathic Medical Association, who's going to introduce our next speaker. And we understand it's getting late, so we're going to move on. We just had some special things for our 35th, but we will definitely have, after this, we have our award winner, and then after that, we will have the drawing for door prizes. And so if anybody doesn't want to stay for the door prizes, we would understand. So, Dr. Olson, leave it up to you.
Thank you. Okay, our final speaker is Dr. Rehan Shah. He is board certified in nephrology and internal medicine. His specialty is based in Jacksonville, Florida. He has over 20 years experience in the medical field and is affiliated with Tufts Regional Medical Center. Dr. Shah is known for his expertise in treating chronic kidney disease, hypertension, and cardiomyopathy. Dr. Shah is dedicated to providing the best care through the latest treatments available and is always focused on patient care. Dr. Shah received his bachelor's degree at the American University of the Caribbean. He completed his residency and fellowship at SUNY Downstate Medical Center, and he has professional memberships in the American Medical Association, American Society of Nephrology, and National Kidney Foundation. Please welcome Dr. Shah.
Good evening, everyone, or should I say good night? But thanks for having me. Honored to be here and have our practice, Cardiorenal Vision. So I'm glad I actually made it to the right Hilton. I was actually at the other one. I noticed things were off when everyone was wearing tuxedos and I'm walking in. I knew something was going on, but I I figured it out when they started asking me for hors d'oeuvres. I'm like, okay, now I'm definitely at the wrong place. No. So great to be here. Actually, I'm trying to see, how do I actually operate this or go to the next slide? But anyone know? Or is there, oh, next slide. Oh, okay, I got to tell you guys. All right, next slide, please. All right, guys, I'm going to make this very short. I'm not going to, no one wants to do a PowerPoint presentation, at this time. So I'm just going to give you guys an overview. But today we're going to talk about hyponatremia. Does anyone know what that is? God, it looks like no one learned from the last lecture. We're not talking about hyponatremia. No one's laughing. Everyone got pretty scared when I started talking about that. Yeah. So no, we're not talking about, which is low sodium for anyone that doesn't know, but it's probably one of the boringest Grand Rounds lecture you could ever listen to. So today I'm just going to give you guys an overview. Okay, we're going to skip through some of the main slides, but let me first talk about who we are, right? So number one, who am I? I'm a nephrologist. I trained at SUNY Downstate in Brooklyn, New York. That's where, we first, as specialists, as you guys know, and most of you guys have seen, our focus has been the hospital, the clinic, but we always wondered what happened in the post-acute, right? We see the sickest patients coming out from skilled nursing facilities to the ER, and always wondered, like, what do we have to do to focus on this community? And so that's where I met my friend and colleague, Dr. Junaid Ahmed, who's a cardiologist, started in Jacksonville, and he was providing cardiology services over 10 years ago to skilled nursing facilities. And as we started to see, and you guys are all seeing the acuity rise over this period of time, there was a huge need for not just cardiac and isolated cardiac issues, but nephrology as well, and bringing it together as more of a cardio-renal approach, right? Having specialists truly collaborate, because as you guys know and have seen, most of the plans, when you see a cardiology plan and a nephrology plan, is we'll just agree to disagree. That's how we manage patients normally between cardio and nephro. But the fact of bringing it together is where we are seeing some of the results and the outcomes that I'll share with you guys as well. But to put this all in context and give everyone a perspective, this is actually, I found very interesting, is that the US has always been a younger population, right? And it's always been 18 and younger, has a greater prevalence than patients who are older than 65. But 2032 is going to be the first time in US history where we're going to have a prevalence of patients, of people over 65 versus under 18. That's amazing. So that inflection point is going to hit in 2032, right? So, that's definitely something remarkable. And what does that mean for us, right? What does it mean for the providers, the community, is that we need to be ahead of the curve, right? We need to be being more proactive than reactive. And with that, advanced age, and as the population grows, chronic conditions are going to increase in prevalence. Congestive heart failure, COPD, chronic kidney disease, diabetes. So we do need to be more proactive, and we need to all come together and provide, the care and make sure we know what needs to be done. So overall, cardiorenal vision, to give you some more, kind of background, when we started in Jacksonville, being on site, helps, and it also is a more unified approach to care. When you could bring specialty care, primary care, and the DONs and the ADONs and the nursing staff together as one unified approach, that's where you're going to see better outcomes. And so we as a practice, we provide on-site care. We're available 24/7 to address the higher acuity that we're seeing. But it's all about communication and collaboration with all aspects. So bringing the silos that we see in healthcare, bringing it together. And so with that, we started in Jacksonville, expanded south. We're here as well. And we actually expanded to other states. We're in Illinois, we're in Texas, and Washington State. But with the goal and the mission of, number one, providing better outcomes and reducing RTAs. And we'll go over some of our RTA data towards the end. but also bringing the care to the patient, right? Because that's the best care. So not only is it RTA reduction that we're seeing in some of the main benefits, but the second is also, interruption of skilled stay for the skilled, staff and the skilled people here. We have less and less days for their skilled stay, right? And if a patient's going out for a normal CHF appointment or a cardiac or a nephrology appointment, that's an interruption in their skilled stay. So by treating in place, that's where we're able to keep the care there, has the patient get their rehab, and so that they can discharge when appropriately, as well as not impact their length of stay as well. That also then leads to bigger impact in terms of logistics. It's very challenging getting patients out for their appointments, for their cardiac appointment, their nephrology appointment. And it's even actually harder to find, especially nephrology. I can tell you the average wait time is now over a month, 2 months, in fact, even 3 months to get an outpatient appointment if they don't have an established nephrologist. And we mentioned the shortage of physicians. We're seeing even a greater shortage when it comes to nephrology, and especially now with the prevalence of chronic kidney disease. So, bringing the cardiac and the nephro and making sure we can treat in place has been tremendous. And that also then leads to transportation as well. That's a huge cost for a SNF operator. We can avoid that and decrease those costs by treating in place. So that's what we've done as a unified approach of bringing on-site specialty care between cardiology and nephrology. So, and then moving on, so some of our other goals and how we function, right, is it's bringing the systems together and having a vertically integrated system, meaning patients that start from the hospital, that relationship that we have with the hospital is imperative because, as we've seen it being siloed, the greater impact for the hospital is RTAs, right? Patients that are discharged from the hospital, they're going to a skilled stay. If that patient gets hospitalized during that time, and also when they go home as well, it's a big impact on the hospital, and the hospitals are looking at that, where everyone's tracking their data. We're tracking our own data, which we'll present, but everyone's tracking their data. So it's imperative that we have a relationship, and what we've been able to do is work with some of the bigger health systems and make sure we're part of that post-acute committee, we're part of the town halls, and we're all sharing ideas about how we can make a better system and have true communication at the level and share the data together in some of the reports. So by us working with the hospital system, working with the SNF, it's also what we do when they get discharged, right, from the skilled. We have to be in part of this continuum of care as well. And so some things that we're very passionate about is education, right? The more educated our patients are, the better they're going to do regarding their health. And a lot of times as providers, as clinicians, just treat the patient, we manage the medical aspect, but what does the patient truly know? Have we encouraged the patient to take better care of themselves? And a lot of times they don't have the education or have been provided education, right? It's our role as clinicians to manage the medical aspect, but also to teach as well, right? And so, it's very important, and our team here of our providers, our nurse practitioners, our PAs, and our directors, we make sure that we're educating our facilities and our CNAs, our nursing staff, as well as the patients, so that when they get discharged from the skilled nursing, they're more educated, as well as the family members as well, right? So it's really bringing it all together is what we've been able to achieve. And then hold on, let me just talk about some of this. But I wanted to talk about RTAs for a second. I'm kind of going off a little script here. But do you guys know what I have it there, but 25% is the current national RTA. I mean, that's a huge percentage for having a hospitalization rate of that much. That's why hospitals are looking at our RTAs and seeing what can we do better about that, right? And some of the main diagnoses that we see, number one is congestive heart failure, second COPD, sepsis, also related to UTIs, and then acute kidney injury. So these are the four main contributors to a 25%, RTA. So that's significant, and that's why with, our focus has been cardiology and nephrology, which encompasses at least the first, third, and fourth, conditions there. So, so that's what, where we see the biggest impact. And then in terms of what we're able to do in terms of cardiology, right? And what are we able to bring in terms of level of care? Because as you guys know, there is a limitation of what a hospital resources are versus what we have in the post-acute. But we try to bring those resources and be able to manage a higher acuity in a skilled setting. So we're able to do AICDs or interrogation. We're able to do those pacemaker interrogations. We have patients who are, kind of in the long term that have not had their pacemakers interrogated for a very long time. So we're able to do that. We're able to do echocardiograms. We're able to, do teles and holters and be more proactive and see if someone's having, atrial fibrillation. We can manage a lot of those things, in-house as well now. So more than we were able to manage as well. So we're able to now deliver, this higher level of acuity and care by collaborating with primary care and as well as the nursing staff, the DONs and the ADONs. And to mention primary care, that's an extremely, important. A lot of times we're kind of going in separate ways or kind of, managing on our own. But that communication, I really appreciate our relationship, Dr. P, that we have and the coordination and collaboration that we have, because we are seeing, the impact of having primary care, specialty care, and the medical directors coming together and saying, how are we going to provide better care, at the facility, and putting our heads together, being a part of the team, and having a team-based approach is where we see the results. So, this is actually a pretty exciting program that we just started. So this is our transitional practice. So what we're able to do, as I mentioned, it's not just reducing RTAs at the skill facility. It's also preventing RTAs when the patient goes home. I talked about education, but also following up on that patient as well upon discharge. So within 24 to 72 hours, we're able to do a televisit, a cardiac televisit on patients to see how they're doing, right? A lot of times it's so overwhelming about what diuretics they should be on, what blood pressure meds, and we know that, things are very different. They're more relaxed at home. Their blood pressure could go low. It's not the same high blood pressure doses that perhaps the stress has caused them to be on at the skilled nursing or in the hospital. Their doses do need to be adjusted. So, within 72 hours, if we could do a televisit, and that's what we're following up on, addressing those needs, because in fact, they're better off coming back to a skilled position than they are going back to the ER and starting that whole vicious cycle over again. So this has been an extremely valuable program, really excited about this, and we definitely see an opportunity for this to grow and provide the service that we need. I'm going to skip to some of our data. So as you can see here, our RTAs, as we continue to work on the skilled and continue to work with the hospitals, we're presenting the hospitals with their data, right? Because they want to see their patients, what happens to them when they go to the skilled. And knowing that we're following their cardiac and nephrology patients, we're able to provide them with some of the data that we have. And so as you guys know and have seen in the skilled, a lot of times this knee-jerk reaction is sending them to the hospital, right? I recently had a patient with a serum sodium of 125. Normally that patient would have been discharged to the hospital, no questions asked, but we were able to manage that patient in-house because it was a reversible and an acute situation that we were able to adjust, manage the patient, and kept the patient, at the skilled. So, the way we've been able to do this is just with our philosophy of proactive versus reactive and early identifying of a problem before it gets worse, right? Most of the times I get called for a creatinine of like 7, the patient's pretty much point of no return, needing to go to the hospital. But when you get into the chart, you see that this has been progressively worsening over 2 weeks. right? So early identifying a problem and being more proactive than reactive has led to some of our reductions in RTA, and we're able to give this information back to the hospital and give them the value that they're looking for. So this is some of our Jacksonville data. This is all-cause facility data. So you can see 2025, 6.5 RTA. That's within our goal. If we keep it as the industry national, you saw was 25. If we could keep it below 10%, that's a pretty strong goal for us, and that is what our goal is. If we could keep it, below 10 by providing the care coordination, we're successfully been able to do that. And bringing these two specialties together, addressing the higher acuity between cardio-renal has led to this, and we'll continue to see that. We'll continue to trend our RTAs, but also, as we evolve, bringing the extra, services, bringing the data, bringing technology alongside with it has helped as well. So right now, we are, just to give you a landscape of where we are in about 180 or 200. This is actually kind of older data here, but we're up to 73 nurse practitioners and PAs. We have 10 physicians, cardiologists, nephrologists. We're in almost 180 just skilled. We do assisted living as well, but just talking skilled is about 180. So we're definitely expanding our footprint in the Florida market as well as the other states as well, because there is a need for this, right? And what we're really excited about is having, meetings like this, being a part of the hospital town halls that we take part in, being part of just this post-acute industry, and we do our own symposiums actually. So this is great that we have Dr. P and putting it all together. This is what we're excited about, and having everyone from all different aspects of post-acute coming together today has been really excited, and we're honored to be here. That was one of the quickest talks, but I know it's getting past my bedtime, so I don't want to fall asleep here. I'm sure that's everyone's bedtime as well. But yeah, thank you so much, and I'd love to address any questions later on. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Dr. Shaw, for an excellent presentation. Sorry we had to rush a little bit, but we ran over because usually we only have 3 speakers. This year was the 35th anniversary, so we had some additional ones. And up there on the screen, you'll see that BCMDA was recently awarded a proclamation from the City of Melbourne for the 35th Long-Term Care Symposium. And this proclamation was received by Susan Clegg and myself at the Melbourne City Council meeting held on November 13th. And you can see the screen for a picture of the proclamation. We're not going to go through all that. And what Dr. Shaw mentioned about the population shift, we've already seen it in Brevard County, because statistical-wise, we're the oldest county in the state of Florida. There's others that may have more older people because they're bigger counties, but we currently, 25% of the population is over 65, and there's less than that that's under 18. So we've already reached that point. And actually, if you count over 60, 1/3 of our population is 60 or above. So we have reached to that point to what Dr. Shaw had mentioned. Again, thank you, Dr. Shaw. Now for the moment you've all been waiting for. Not the door prizes yet, but the recipient of our 2025 Long-Term Care Achievement Award. Our award recipient was born in Pennsylvania in 1943. At the age of 14, she wanted to become a nun and joined St. Michael's Convent. However, she had to leave due to her mother's requiring her support for medical reasons, which is one of the first experiences of being a caregiver. After she graduated from high school, she originally worked as a cashier for almost 20 years at Pantry Pride Supermarket. In 1980, she had to move to Asbury Park, New Jersey, to serve as a caregiver for a dear friend suffering from cancer. This experience, although difficult, was fulfilling to her, and she served as motivation to pursue a career at a local nursing facility called The Lodge. She received her CNA certification in 1983 and worked as a dedicated certified nursing assistant until 1987, when she was called to move to Brevard County in Titusville to be closer to her son Michael and his wife Glenda, and more importantly, her first granddaughter, Fawn. Once in Titusville, she was hired as a CNA for Vista Manor, where she took exceptional care of patients and residents for 6 years until she joined Royal Oaks Nursing and Rehab Center, originally Regency Woods. She started working the 11 to 7 shift. Over the years, the center would go through a few name changes, but through it all, she continued to selflessly take care of her residents with the same enthusiasm and compassion that originally inspired her to become a nun at such an early age. Now, 32 years later, she is still one of the top CNAs at Royal Oaks Nursing and Rehab Center and still takes care of her long-term care residents on the 11 to 7 shift. The only difference, she says, at the age of 82, now I'm taking care of a lot of people that are my age or younger. She is an active member of organizations such as Red Hats, Moose Member, and local VFW support. Through her involvement with these local organizations, she serves as a conduit with Royal Oaks Nursing and Rehab Center to bring joy to her residents all throughout the year. For instance, last holiday season, through her work with the Red Hats, she was able to secure gifts for over 20 residents, including $100 incidentals. In fact, she says that one of her favorite traditions is bringing in small Christmas trees for her residents' rooms and assisting them with decorating to bring holiday cheer. This is a tradition that many of the long-term care residents at Royal Oaks have come to look forward to all year long. She is proud to still be serving Brevard County at the young age of 82 and credits her caregiving role to staying young. She says, in quotes, "With my history with sciatic nerve pain, I need to keep moving and stay active." I thought she was talking about me. When she's not taking care of her residents at Royal Oaks on the 11 to 7 shift, she enjoys dancing, dinners out, and watching romantic movies. Wow. Finally, one of her favorite things is also serving as a mentor and a cheerleader to the other caregivers at Royal Oaks. She spearheads birthday celebrations in recognition of her peers and sets up monthly lunches to continue to foster strong working relationships with her peers. In fact, she met her best friend, Debbie Bishop, an LPN at Royal Oaks and former recipient of the Long-Term Care Award while working the 11 to 7 shift many years ago. We are honored and inspired by her lifelong dedication to taking care of residents in Brevard County. So without further ado, I would like to offer our congratulations to the winner of the 2025 Long-Term Care Achievement Award, Ann Brown. Ann, come on up. I'm going to read her plaque. She's got her hands full there. Long-Term Care Achievement Award, Brevard County Medical Directors Association presents to Ann Brown, CNA, in recognition of your dedication, compassion, and outstanding care provided to the nursing home residents of Brevard County. 2025, signed Brevard Society for Post-Acute and Long-Term Care Medicine. Congratulations, Ann.
First of all, I want to thank God, my family, my Michael, my son, my deceased husband, my son Nicky, who are both in heaven, and all my Royal Oak family. They're like family. They're one heck of a crowd. They have helped me so much. My my director of nurses, Shauna, and Eric, he's wonderful. I have never met anybody so wonderful, and everybody, and also for my patients, I love them. They're all family to me, and I want to thank you all for everything. Thank you.
That's what we mean, a lifelong dedication. And like our pastor said at church last week, giving of yourself will bring you much joy. And that's very true. She has truly given of herself. Okay. So I'd like to, at this point, to thank Damian Rossler for security. Luckily, we didn't have to ring the gong at all. I'm proud of you guys. Thank you very much for being patient with us tonight. I know we ran a little over. And also thank Susan Rossler, Executive Director of BCMDA, Michelle Lewis, our CEU provider, FOMA, our CME provider. I'd also like to thank each and every one of you here tonight who made this program such a huge success. We're looking forward to working with all of you in the year ahead and look forward to seeing you all again next year at our 36th Post-Acute and Long-Term Care Symposium. I'd like to also thank one more person who actually helped me put together some of my presentation. And he is, I'll tell you this, he goes 5 days, he's what I recommend for all the patients. He goes 5 days to the week to the gym. He actually does AI, builds robots, does computers, and he actually helped me with my presentation. And he is at the young age of 90 years old. Randy Goodwin, stand up for a minute.